Welcome to the Proper Scoundrel Show.
Jaime.
What's up, brother?
So you're still 10-8.
Right.
You're the first one. Everybody's retired comes in this room, man.
No, I feel honored, honestly, to be a guest. I'm an open book. The deeper the conversation, the better it gets.
So when'd you come on?
So the end of 2005, I had just left the Marine Corps. I had come back from my third tour in Iraq.
Oh, so you just had a birthday.
Yeah, I did just have a birthday, November 10th.
Nice.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 250th birthday.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. So came back from my third tour in Iraq. I was back in garrison for just a little while. And when I got out of the Marine Corps, 6 days later, I started the police academy.
6.
So it was from one right to the other.
So you're processing when you were going to leave.
I was. And to give it a little bit of perspective, I was actually an explorer at my department before I went to the Marine Corps. So I've known from day one, from the minute I knew what a cop was, I knew that's what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I never expected to stay in the Marine Corps. My goal was to go there, serve a tour of duty, come out, become more disciplined, and work for Pomona. And that's exactly what happened.
Iraq. How was that?
Well, I did 3 tours, and it was the best times in my life and the worst times in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Met some good people?
I met some amazing people, and I served with some absolutely amazing people.
Good. How old were you?
Oh, boy. Let's see. At my first tour, I was 18.
Oh,
yeah. Man. 19 years old. My first tour in Iraq, and I was absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
Out of my mind.
As you should be.
And I guess, I don't know if you call it the luck or the draw, because I know people that have been in the Marine Corps for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And some of them have never had a chance to deploy or, and in just my 4.5 years, I did 3 combat tours. I got a chance to go to, Japan. I got a chance to go to the Middle East, Qatar, Kuwait. Yeah. I did so much traveling in just my short, one tour in the Marine Corps. So I honestly got everything out of it that I wanted to.
So you went to Okinawa.
Yeah.
That's good. And you saw a lot of things and you survived and you decided to jump out of the frying pan and jump right into the fire in law enforcement.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
that's a good call, man. You took it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I guess the thing about that was I went from one right into the other, and I don't think I had any time to decompress
to
with one.
You didn't breathe in between. You just jumped.
To go to the other.
That's the best way to do it. Just rip the Band-Aid off, man.
Agreed.
And it's a great career. People don't understand. Law enforcement is good and bad, but overall it's fantastic.
It really is.
What do you do in the field?
Man, I honestly been very blessed at my department. I had the opportunity to work, most of my time has been spent working special assignments and some time in patrol. But very early on, I got put on our gang unit. I did a tour on our gang unit, came back as a FTO on patrol a little bit, field training officer. Then I got selected to go right back out to another detail. It was a federal task force, FBI Safe Streets Gang Task Force. From that federal team, I got promoted to a 2-striper, a corporal. Yeah. Went back to patrol for like 6 months, and then I got put back on the gang team again as a corporal. Came back to patrol for just a short stint, got promoted to sergeant. From sergeant, I went to it's undercover fugitive apprehension team, SIU. Okay. A special investigations unit. From there, I went to our detective bureau, where I was one of our detective bureau sergeants. From there, I went straight into internal affairs.
Damn.
I worked internal affairs for almost 4 years and got promoted to lieutenant. And
You're the only guy working in Pomona or what? Like one cop. You did it all.
I've done a lot. I've been blessed. And on top of that, I was on our SWAT team for 15 years.
Jesus. Collateral or full?
Collateral.
Okay.
Yeah.
No dope?
I didn't, street level dope working gangs, but
that's all I didn't hear was dope.
Nothing, nothing major dope. I spent too much time working like street level.
Well, you work gangs stuff. And there's no gangs in Pomona.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding. Well, I don't know if you know, I did 11 years at OSS. So we good gangs over there. There's a lot of OG, hardcore gangsters. That must have been fun.
It was a blast, man.
I'm going to say it out loud, man. I'm probably getting in trouble with your boys, but I was pissed that we didn't take you guys over.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you guys were.
Oh, we wanted to go there so bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the guys. It was about your area. It would have been fun to work.
Yeah.
We were looking, because I was at GET at the time, the first time they tried to take Pomona over.
Right.
And we were all thinking, oh, man, we're gonna have fun over there,
Right?
Because we like your gangs. You love that. You love that stuff. You want to go to new land and kind of see what's over there.
For those that don't know the demographics of Pomona, it's like a little LA.
Yes.
I mean, we have dozens of gangs in our city. It's a ghetto town to work, and for a cop, a young cop, aspiring,
it would have been great,
it's a city to work.
We're licking our chops, man.
It's a city to work.
I don't care about politics of unions and all. I just wanted to work the area.
Right.
It just looked like a good spot, man. You guys had some good hunting grounds.
Yeah. And I was born and raised in the city.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Born and raised there. My entire family's there. Went to school there. And just growing up, I was familiar with it and kind of had the pulse of the community. Once I got hired, it just, I just went all out. And
that's half the battle is knowing your RD and you know the streets already.
Exactly.
And when I went to Century, I grew up in Firestone's area. So I'm working gangs. It's weird dealing with people sometimes though. So did you run any of your people?
Several times.
It's different. People don't understand it. You're going to run to people that didn't get out of the neighborhood.
Right.
Or didn't get out of the game.
Right.
And you're thinking, man, I play ball with this guy. Now I got to help him.
Exactly.
And I remember being asked, hey man, hook me up. Let me go. Let me go. Dude.
Yeah.
We're past that.
I've had guys in our jail ask for me, I'm like, man, what'd you get arrested for? Oh, I did this and that.
Yeah. It just happens when you're from the neighborhood.
Exactly.
You gave back to the neighborhood.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing to say, I'm going to go back. Everybody complains about where they grew up. Like, I grew up in this shitty area. But to actually go back and make an impact, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's huge.
I mean, like I said, I was born and raised, and I really do. I care about the city. I love the city.
Of course.
This is where I grew up and made friends, and now I'm in a capacity where I can give back, and I love working in our city.
There's no bigger incentive to clean up a neighborhood you grew up in because you know those people and you know what the kids are going through because the streets aren't running right.
Yeah,
you're cleaning up. Say it on here all the time to make an impact in the gang unit and actually make an impact where they go to ground,
right?
And then everybody comes out because the good people come out when they go to ground,
right?
It's awesome. It's the most fulfilling thing that can happen to you.
It really is.
Now you're driving down the street that you used to play on, and these kids are riding their bikes. And you go, shit, this is because I'm on the street. If I leave, they're all going to come back out.
Right.
Impact. No one gets that because most of us end up in places we never grew up.
Right.
Especially LAPD, and that's, sheriff's area is so big.
Right.
You get stuck in these places, and I've never lived here. So you're impacting people you don't, I'm not going to say you don't care.
Right.
But you just have a little bit more incentive to try to help.
It's true. And, we have a lot of cops that actually live in the city or have ties to our city.
That's good.
That we've hired. So,
that's good.
They really feel like they're stakeholders. They have more of a vested interest in the community. It's not just a place where the cops come, get a paycheck, and they leave. It's a place where cops come and it's their second family.
That's awesome.
So, and we have a department like that. We're a young department, but it's good to see that all the young cops really have, a stake in in their profession, the city.
We did, I've dealt with every department last unit I was at. Every department, because we got called for everything.
Right.
And I told you on the phone, I think I told you, I worked with the Casillas case when Greg got killed. I remember working with those guys. Great cops.
Right.
Bad day.
Very bad day.
Great cops. And the mission was exactly the most focused I've ever seen.
Right.
You guys came together. It was fantastic. I came in to do my job. And it worked out because I know homicide was helping.
Right.
But, I'm just going to say it. When I had to go to your station. And you guys were lined up. It's between the courthouse and your...
Yeah.
That parking lot right there, it was hard. It was hard to walk through that parking lot because, you guys you haven't had that many. We have them all the time. But it was, I could see it really impacted you guys. And I had to go do something. I had to go help out with the investigation. And you guys, man, bent over backwards, bro. It was awesome.
That's good to hear.
They were, fantastic. I talk it up because we rolled to when Keith Boyer got killed. We did Whittier PD. And when Vega got killed in Palm Springs, we take care of that. Because I did a very specific job. I worked tech ops. So any type of bugs or trackers or video or anything like that. And when it comes to Perkins, sheriffs are like, we invented that shit.
Oh, I know.
So it was great to work with you guys. And it worked out. Even the one with the Whittier PD when Boyer was killed.
Yeah.
We did his gurney. And without that gurney, dude, it had his speech, his words. Those things work. but you don't get as much help with some agencies as we got with Pomona. You could see it hit hard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it doesn't hit hard with everybody, but Pomona was different. I guess I've said it because I have a neighbor who's Pomona. And so I came home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I came home and I said, well, I'll tell you later. But I said, I just came from your department. Man, everybody's just destroyed. And I explained what we did. He goes, man, that's going to help a lot.
Yeah.
I said, it's not about tooting horns. It's about coming together.
Yeah.
In the darkest days.
Yeah.
So,
and you guys provide a lot of support for us. And, for a lot of our younger cops, that was the first time they experienced something so traumatic.
Yes.
We're not a big department.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody's name where I work.
Yep.
And for those of us that have been around, this was the second one we experienced after Sean Diamond. Both incidents I was there, had a little bit more intimate involvement with Diamonds, but so it was a lot of trauma that was coming back up from a lot of us veteran officers that had been through that first one.
Yeah.
So we were in a really tough spot, and when we're in those tough positions, a lot of times we rely on our partners.
Yeah.
In our neighboring agencies.
Yes, absolutely.
And we were able to count on people like you and some of our neighboring agencies to step up.
It's all about getting the piece of crap that does what they do and put them away forever.
Yeah.
If we can't do other things.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's another story. But when I went to patrol, the first person that got killed when I went to patrol was Pompey from Glendora.
Yeah.
But he was killed in Pomona. So real quick, Pomona keeps coming back.
Right.
You remember dates, you remember times. Yamamoto, Jerry Ortiz. These are huge, huge, impactful days. And I always structured around what was I doing at the time.
Right.
And there's a big thing about this room right here. You bond.
It's true.
Because I had a group of guys that were all up there with Jerry Ortiz. And man, you just become like a force. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss. I miss that. I miss that.
The relationships.
I'm retired. I just miss that coming together and just kicking ass, man. I swear. I'm not going to lie. Just kicking ass.
Yeah. And, I'd say that although I love being a lieutenant and being in my position, nothing compares to, working like on the SWAT team, working on those small special assignments, just that unit cohesion, that like family brotherhood bond that you build. It's second to none.
Oh, absolutely.
It's second to none.
I love the small teams. I got out of the big teams quick, and I'm lucky for that.
Right.
And the small teams you get one or two. Sometimes you have problems.
Yeah.
there's always problems.
Right.
But you can get over it. For the most part, though, it's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the bond I'm talking about. These guys that come in here, I don't know if you've even watched any. We go to dinner, we go to beers, and we still talk and hang out. But we've lost some guys along the way. That's why it's important. I think people come in here and talk.
Agreed.
It's a big deal. I have links in my description on people they can talk to if somebody wants to talk. Several times it's come up that we should do a better job. And I know I've watched some of yours. I've watched Marlon's.
Yeah.
It's important.
It really is.
And if you're going to add whiskey to it, that's even better, bro.
Right.
Anytime you add whiskey, it's like, okay.
Makes everything a little bit better.
Now, what the hell is he talking about? So what's the deal with whiskey? Tell me.
I'm a big bourbon fan.
Yeah.
I have a pretty decent sized collection of bourbons at home. And, for your followers, I also have my own podcast. So how this kind of all started is me and he was one of the original co-hosts. He had since left and moved on. We would sit. We're both military veterans, so we would sit in his barber shop. He's a barber, and we would pour us a glass of whiskey, and we would just sit and talk. After our workout or something, before a haircut. And as we started to drink, we would get a little bit more loosened up, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And we started talking. We're like, you know what, man, we should actually like record and like start a podcast. So it really started as a joke. Both of us had suffered from PTSD before. We bought some cheap microphones and some cheap lighting equipment, and the sound sucked initially. And but every time we sat down, we poured a glass of whiskey, and it really helped us to kind of open up. So it was like a whiskey was kind of like something that was helping us bond.
Yeah.
And admittingly, in our first few episodes, I think we drank too much whiskey. But since then, we've learned that we don't need to finish the whole bottle off. 1 or 2 glasses is
I don't
good.
know if there's too much, bro. I'm not one of those people. If it's still in the bottle, there's time.
That's right. So that's kind of the connection with with whiskey, that it's helped me bond with a lot of brothers and even sisters out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's helped people open up and tell their stories that they've never told before.
Yeah.
And for them to come in and sit there and tell these stories over a glass of bourbon, I'm like beside myself. I'm so honored and I feel so grateful.
Yeah, it's true.
To have people better than me,
Absolutely.
talk about the hardest times in their life.
Yeah.
So, it's been great.
I love it. I mean, I watched your podcast. It's great.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I love it. I said, damn it, he took it. I should have thought of that.
And you know what? I wish there was more of them out there. I really wish, great to have a podcast like you, the IA podcast guy, that we kind of touch on stuff like mental health and wellness and, leadership and the career, the ups and downs. And I think those are the things that we need to talk about more so that we can help our brothers and sisters cope with these things, so that when they retire, they're not dying from stress. They're not taking their own life by the gun.
Yeah.
And I think people like us, our mission is just to kind of help.
Yeah. I believe that. And I think it does help because I get phone calls all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And I have an open door.
Right.
Anybody want to come sit down, sit down. I told people many times, I'll open the door if it's 24 hours. I don't care. I don't care. The whiskey part is, I understand. To say it. I had one the other day and freaking jerks finished my Sinatra, bro. I finished the whole bottle of Sinatra. And I'm like, I shouldn't call them jerks. They're my boys. But I'm like, damn, that was expensive. That's an expensive ass podcast.
That was an expensive podcast.
But it was great. So we're hanging out and just drinking. And things come out, like you said, that aren't normal conversation pieces.
Right.
But I love it because it'll branch off into other things. So, my format kind of is just see where it goes, see where it goes, see where it goes. So some of them are just talking about the jails. Some of them are talking about patrol. Some are talking about OSS. Some are talking about whatever. I don't care. And that's what I want people to know, that when they come in here, they don't have to follow anything.
It's not scripted.
I'm not asking you to tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. Just relax.
Right. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. And we have enough stories. Shit. How many years?
Well, 30 for you almost, but 20 for me right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. 20. And then another 4 on top of the Marine Corps with that. So.
Oh, shit. Then you got plenty.
Yeah, I still got it.
Yeah, you got plenty. And some have to be censored, and for the most part, we just say what's up.
Right.
But I love the fact that you promoted, but I know I've said it here, and if you ever watch, I'd never wanted to promote.
Yeah.
Because I like being in the field with the guys. And I know when you promote, you have to do other stuff, and it takes you out of the field.
Right.
It's good that you do it, but I just don't have it, man. I go crazy. Yeah. I like being in the middle of shit. I like being in the conversation.
What'd you retire as?
Bonus 2.
Oh, okay.
Just a detective.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, bonus 2 is sergeant pay, so I'm done. What do I need to promote?
Yeah.
Because we get sent back to the jails or sent back to patrol. I don't do that shit.
Right.
Where I was at Tech Ops, we were traveling the country having a blast.
Right.
And they're training me up for all this crazy stuff. And we're seeing everything. So anything that you saw on the news, we touched, whether it was Kobe Bryant or Buck Wild or Suge Knight, man, and we're in the middle of the room. It's awesome. It was awesome. Yeah. So I didn't want to go back and start over admin. I was having fun.
I think 2 things for at least the way that my career has been is, the first is, I've always said that too. I've never been the type of guy that's like, I'm going to be a chief someday. Yeah. I love working in the field. I love working in the field. I love working on the small teams like we talked about. Mm-hmm. But 2 things. One was I started to see things that I didn't agree with. Yep. And several things through my career, right? So you either have 2 choices, right? Yeah. If you wanted to change. Yep. You could either sit and complain and hope that it's going to change, but good luck to you, or you do something about it yourself. Yeah, exactly. Right. So I figured, hey, let me try to move up and see if I can make a effective change at this area. Yeah. So, here I am as a lieutenant, but, honestly, my best years were probably as a sergeant. Mm-hmm. And I was on another special assignment, and they had come to me and asked me if I would go to internal affairs. There was a gentleman there that just wasn't working out for him in internal affairs. And they said, "Hey, would you be willing to go out there?" And I said, that's going to mean it's going to be an end to my street level, because I'll probably stay there for a few years and maybe get promoted out of there.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey, can I think about it for a little bit? Let me sit and chew on it." So I kind of like sat and chewed on this, like, all right, man, like this means that I'll probably never be in the field again.
Yeah, it's a big moment. It's a big moment.
So I thought about it, and I ended up agreeing to do it as a favor. And sure enough, it was the end of my days. End of my days working the field, because I got promoted.
That's a big decision, brother.
Yeah.
Big decision. I'm glad you did it, and I mean, more power to you.
Yeah.
And I've had lieutenants, sergeants, I've had IAB guys in here, and they all say the same thing. Exactly what you said is, I can complain or I can try to fix it.
Yeah.
Or I can complain about it, or I can actually maybe make a difference with the youngsters and mentor and help them not do stupid stuff.
Right.
And I get that. I'm totally for that. But I like being at the table. That's just me. And that's choice. There's guys in the sheriff's department, you drive a bus all your career. There's guys at court services. Whatever you want to do.
Right.
I never knock anybody because I'm glad they're doing it and not me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've never, ever talked down to somebody who wanted to stay in the jail. So what? Go.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with it. Some people will talk crap, but not me, man. I'm happy they're there. If they can work like court services Monday through Friday, holidays, weekends off, cool.
Yeah.
Why do you need to kick doors, dude? Go chill. I've even told some guys here that I made the wrong decision because I went to those places, because I missed out on so many things.
Right.
Because I missed out on everything. Because, when you're doing the stuff you said, the special units, that's time. You're giving up so much time on those teams. But it's too much fun to walk away from, man.
Yeah, I know. And the good part about it is, I'm a really big proponent of like leadership stuff. Mm-hmm. So what I enjoy doing now is I kind of enjoy trying to empower our younger generation of cops. Yeah. Make our work a good place for them to come to.
Absolutely.
So I'm in a position where I can do that, where I can change that, and I can influence a lot of these younger cops. Mm-hmm. And I like doing that. That's the part I like doing now. So I've realized the street stuff, those days are probably over for me, but I can, do other stuff and make positive change within our organization.
Sometimes lieutenants get in foot pursuits and get into
jam
cars.
They do.
And
they do.
I had a lieutenant getting guns. I'm like, dude, he couldn't give it up.
Right.
But he got in trouble. They told him stop doing that.
Well, after my first year being a lieutenant, I would kind of go out every now and then. And one time I got in a little fight inside of a market, and they were like, "Is that Lincoln Ford? Did he just say he's in a fight?" And after that, I did get a talking to as well. Like, "Hey, you're a lieutenant.
You will get talked to.
That's not what
you
do."
Yep.
Just,
I know.
So I kind of started realizing my role and my position. And,
it's hard though. Yeah. Because you still wanted a taste.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah. You're not going to put blinders on just because you have the bars.
They really do.
And blinders? Nah, those are for the weak at heart. I'm
right.
sorry.
It's true.
You see it, I'm going for it.
Right.
It's a fun time. Yeah. That's why we have a like-minded, the guys in here all talking the same crap. There's a guy who, they work like with the kids, and there's bus drivers, and there's everybody that comes in here.
Right.
I don't care, man. We have a good time talking about bus driver stories. I don't care.
Right.
We're talking about bus drivers. I'm laughing. I never thought I would laugh driving a bus.
Right.
But great job. Fucking awesome job.
Yeah,
man.
somebody has to do it.
Man, those guys get bank. Those guys that drive up like state,
right?
They make lieutenant pay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, hurt me. Yeah, I'm sitting here with my stupid bonus too. So, what's your day like, man? What do you do? What is your actual job like when you wake up in the morning?
So you talk like work wise?
Yeah. What is your lieutenant job?
So I'm a watch commander right now.
Okay.
I also oversee our aviation unit.
Really?
And
you have a helicopter?
We do have a helicopter.
You do?
Yeah, have a helicopter.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you've always had that?
We have. Yeah. For
really?
Yeah, decades.
How many?
We only have one.
Where do you guys land it?
It's at Brackett Airport.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a little MD 500E.
Nice.
Helicopter, and we have 3 pilots, a TFO. Pretty good aviation unit for a small city.
Yes.
And I also oversee our K9 unit as well.
Damn, that's two. Okay, good. Those are good.
Yeah. So
You have a dog?
What's that?
You ever get a dog?
I never got a dog. I was an agitator before, but I never got a dog.
Agitator? Oh,
Yeah.
no way, man.
Yeah.
No way. Those dogs are freaking ferocious.
Yeah. So honestly,
That's good. Those are good side jobs right there. Yeah.
And I love being a watch commander. Like I said, basically my job is to oversee everybody in the field.
So you go to the bridge when they're in pursuit?
I do.
Do you call it?
No, nope.
Wait. I got to hear. What do you do?
During a pursuit?
Yeah, what do you do?
I listen to it.
Yeah.
So
Are you the lieutenant everybody wants to get in pursuit when he's at the desk?
this
or are you
this is what I tell guys.
I'm sorry to front you.
No. I love that you asked that question. I go to briefing and tell all of our cops, go out there and get in pursuits.
No shit.
If you have to get in a fight, get in a fight.
Yep.
And you better fucking win.
Yep. Impatient.
But
That's what I was told. He better be an impatient.
yeah, never violate policy as long as you're within our policy.
Absolutely.
As long as you do things the proper way and legally, have at it. I'm going to give you the power to have at it. I told our sergeants, hey, allow them the freedom to be cops. Because if you do, they're going to work harder, they're going to work smarter, and they're going to be better cops.
Absolutely.
I said, sometimes when they get in these pursuits for more of these minor stuff, let it go. Let's see how it develops. Let's see how they sound. So now, I've kind of developed this culture where our sergeants know what to ask right away, because they know if the lieutenant gets on the air, it's because they're not doing something.
Yes.
So I try to stay off the air. I let the sergeants take charge.
So just watch. You're just watching and listening.
Listen, very rarely will I interject if it's something unsafe or something. I'm like, hey, let's 1022 it, cancel the pursuit. But the sergeants under me have it down to a science now where they know what they're supposed to be asking. And so honestly, my job is super easy. I listen, make sure it's legal. It's not getting too crazy.
Yeah, safe. As safe as possible.
Yeah. So, knock on wood, since I've been a watch commander the past couple of years, on my watch, none of our officers have ever been involved in a major traffic accident. Nobody's been killed in pursuits and those type of things.
That's good.
So, and they're good at it because we allow them to do it. So they
I'm
learn.
just happy you're saying you're letting them chase.
Absolutely.
Because sheriff's department, let's just say shit.
Nope.
Nothing.
Yeah. So our policy is I don't want to say it's very lenient, but it's a little bit ambiguous.
Let them do their job.
Yeah.
They're out there. They know what they're capable of.
Right.
Let them do their job. You trained them.
Exactly.
And if they're chasing something that is worth chasing, let them chase them.
Yeah. And I mean, you find out, being a veteran officer yourself, that when a vehicle commits a small traffic violation and runs from the cops, most of the time there's something else there.
Yes.
There's a gun, there's dope, there's a warrant.
A body in the trunk.
Yeah, it could be a body in the trunk. So
a little kid like the little girl they took and she was stuck in a ditch.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Right.
There's a reason they're running. Jesus.
Yes.
They're not running because they're happy.
Yeah.
They're hiding something.
So let's let our cops go get it.
Absolutely.
As long as they sound good on the radio, they're in control, they're calm, they're cool, they're collective. Let's let them do their job.
Just like I said, take your finger off that trigger, man, and breathe.
Yeah.
Because I remember, just think about it. Okay, now when you're going to scream, don't be on the air.
Right. Yeah.
And don't wrap the mic with your damn cable.
Yeah, my one of my pet peeves is the panicking on the air. Because it gets every other cop amped
because they're
up.
going to play that tape 1,000 times.
Right, exactly.
Because that tape is forever.
Right.
And they're going to say, this guy, I can't even understand him. He let it go.
Yeah.
You should know.
Right.
And they should know to talk. I'm talking, you should know how to talk.
Right.
If you're panicking, something might be wrong. You don't know. You don't know. It's because people panic.
And look at it from this perspective, right? Let's say we never allow our cops to get into pursuits. So the rare times they get in a pursuit, they're inexperienced in them. No. So they do get nervous. Yeah. They shout on the radio. They panic. When we let our cops get in pursuits,
they get better at it.
They become proficient at it.
Absolutely.
They're calm. They're cool. They're collective. Absolutely. They know how to do it because they have the experience already. Yep. So, a lot of departments, I don't think they realize I'm
glad you said that as a lieutenant because you actually have an impact on that.
Absolutely.
And I said it in here when my TO, I'm old, but we would chase each other on the neighborhood code 3 with no siren, but the lights and driving like crazy people. But he wanted us to get used to chasing each other. So 3 o'clock in the morning through whatever street, and you're calling the ball, but you're faking it.
Right.
And he's watching, just paying attention. Then after you're done, he screams at you. You screwed it all up, and then you do it again. You do it again. So all the trainees were chasing each other through the neighborhoods. It was awesome. Yeah. But when it happened, I understand what's happening. It's not my first time.
Right.
That's what you want.
And now, I hate to say the us versus them, but honestly, the cops now, they have it a little bit easier with respect to like pursuits because at least in our city, let me tell you why. We average a pursuit probably a day or every other day in our city. Yeah. Nice. Every single day, every other day. Because we have all of our flock cameras everywhere.
Okay.
So anytime a car drives through, you catch a Code 32 vehicle or GTA, it's, it's broadcasted right away. It's going eastbound on Mission from
badass.
Park. So it's very easy. Our cops no longer have to have that intuition.
I love technology.
So, that's why we're getting in so many pursuits because a lot of these stolen cars are going through these, these license plate readers.
It's a bad car because it went through the computer and it comes up as something, a Victor or whatever.
Easy PC.
Yeah. So they're good at their pursuits probably because they do it so much. I believe in it. Repetition is great.
Absolutely.
Muscle memory all day long.
How do you become proficient at shooting a gun?
Thousands and thousands.
You shoot a gun 1,000 times.
Yep.
And you become proficient at it. So it's the same thing for anything else you do in our profession. To become good at it, you got to do it.
But I really like what I'm hearing about you being a lieutenant because I understand how much impact you have over that.
Right.
Because I've had the lieutenants who are like, nothing. You're not chasing shit because I don't trust you guys. That's wrong.
Absolutely.
But we have them because it's such a big department. You get a good guy and he leaves. A good guys always leave.
Right.
But you guys, you're a smaller department. You guys are going to see each other. That's why I said when I hired with the sheriffs, one of the things I was talk about and tell people was, if I get in trouble, I can go drive a bus.
Right.
I can go, work courts, and I'll never see the person who's mad at me or got me in trouble because there's 9,000 of us.
It's not like that in Pomona.
No, you're going to see them every day.
Yes.
So this is my thinking. This is Adam's thinking. I'm going to piss someone off at this little department. I'm going to get in. He's going to follow me and just smash me because I'm not going to shut my mouth. I have a problem with saying what I think.
Yeah.
So I would have been done. Because even in my department, I would get in that and I'd be moved. I rolled up. I got rolled up like a midnight transfer all the time because some sergeants are idiots. And I'm going to tell them, you can't do that with the small department. You're screwed, dude.
You cannot.
Captain nature,
you cannot do that in a small department. I think we're so lucky because when I remember growing up as a young cop and there were watch commanders that were like, nope, don't get any pursuits. Don't get me any blue teams to do. Don't give me any paperwork to do. Like just, I don't really remember lieutenants coming to our briefing and being like, hey, go get in a fucking pursuit today.
That's why I'm telling you what I'm telling you.
Go chase a fucking bad guy today.
I wish.
We have that culture because our captain who came up from all the ranks.
Always. It's going to be your boss.
Encourages that from us. We're like, he's like, hey, he tells the lieutenants, go motivate your cops. Go encourage them to do police work, to help people and to take bad people to jail. Yeah. So, I feel supported. Like I said, it goes from the top down.
Always. And if he leaves and someone not like-minded comes in,
exactly,
you can't do any of it.
Exactly.
So that's the problem I'm trying to say is that you're only as strong as your leader or your person.
100%.
And you get a bad one, man, it's horrible.
100%.
It's horrible. And that's why I feel so bad for the department now. They have bad leadership, and it's not their fault that they can't do their job. They're being told not to do their job. And I worked OSS for 11 years, and I'm telling you, we filed everything. Everything we're putting them all away.
Right.
And then they started, stuff started happening where they're saying, we're not going to file it. The 186s and all that stuff, the enhancements.
Yeah, the gang enhancements.
So they stopped filing them. The deputies just said, okay, they tell them the DA is not going to file them, so we're not going to we're not going to bring them to the DAs anymore. So why are you going to do that? Just let them say no to you.
Right.
Why are you shutting down because some DA doesn't want to file the enhancement on you? Just do your job.
Do our job.
Let them say no, but just keep doing your job.
Right.
I hate that way it goes, it kind of trickles down.
Right.
And all of a sudden everybody shuts down. Now the new guys come in and think we don't do 186s because everybody's saying we don't.
Right.
But in our day, it was, man, we would fight. We would fight over each other just to try to get to those things. And it takes away not the history of working hard. It takes away the incentive to work hard.
Yeah.
And that's a bad boss. So you're telling your briefing to get into pursuits. Man, I swear I would be jumping up for joy, dude.
Oh yeah.
We were told, watch come out. Used to come in and say, man, I ain't doing shit. Don't make me go to the bridge.
Right.
What kind of crap is that before you even get in the car?
Yeah.
Nah, I love that. I'm going to Pomona, man. I'm coming back.
Well, it's as a lieutenant, it's really incumbent on us, like myself and the management team, to make it a good place for cops to come to work. Right? Think about how happy of a cop you would have been if you had a lieutenant that came down and told you that.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, I feel like they trust me, right? I'm going to go out and I'm going to fucking go work hard. I'm going to make a good arrest today. I'm going to get in a good pursuit because I know that as long as I do the right thing, they're going to back me.
Yep. You wish that.
Yeah.
You saw it change. I saw it change. It's too bad.
Yeah.
I have family members on the department, and it's sad. I can't even vouch for it anymore.
Oh, really?
I just have to be like, man, you got to do what they're telling you now.
Right.
Don't listen to me because I'm going to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
If I tell you the shit we did, dude.
And going to that, I'm so blessed to have worked in those old school days, pre body camera days. And that's not to say that, we did illegal stuff, pre body camera, but it was just a different type of policing. It was a different type of policing back then.
Yeah. We worked like we had a body cam.
Yes.
Just because you have to explain things, you have to write it.
Right.
What were you taught? If I can write it, I can do it.
Right.
If you can't write it, you got to write some fantasy. You're in trouble. I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's how you work. You don't work backwards. Sometimes you get things that are backwards. Like you're at the end, and you have to find out how you got there.
Exactly.
You figure it out. But it's nothing illegal. It's actually just thinking through the problems. It's problem solving. That's why they hired you. So you're in the military, I know you had fun there too.
Yeah. I mean, there's nowhere like the military, especially the Marine Corps, because they just stress that bond. Mm-hmm. I was in the middle of the Middle East, when hot was hot and cold was cold. We were war. We were sleeping on the ground. We didn't have a place to take a shit. We were getting very little food.
Yeah.
And you hit it right on the head. I was with a bunch of guys that we just loved each other and we would do anything for each other. And those times that almost seemed like unbearable to somebody were bearable to us because
you're all going through it.
Because we all going through it.
Yep.
Because we had each other, and it's honestly a bond that I've never found anywhere else.
It's close when you went to the department, I'm sure, because there's times where you have the oh shit fact. You're never going to forget it.
Yeah.
Some funny stories too, though. Cops are crazy, man.
Cops are really crazy.
I have some crazy stories in here, man. Some guys tell some shit, and I hear about it from the family. Who the hell? What are they talking about?
Right.
Because we have a sense of humor. That's why I keep trying to get over this. I'm trying to do something with this show. One of the things is we get a lot of shit for our sense of humor because people think we're laughing at things that shouldn't be laughed at.
Right.
But it's not. I keep trying to say it's not about the incident. It's about the way we are with each other.
Yeah.
So I try to, because I get comments like, well, how come you guys are laughing? It has nothing to do with what you think it is.
To touch on that, we talk about how we laugh at certain things, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what people have to understand is every day cops deal with the worst day in people's lives. Mm-hmm. When we respond to a call, I've never been to a call where someone said, hey, I just want to tell you thank you. I just called 911 to tell you thank you.
Yeah.
That's not the case. Mm-hmm. We're going to the worst day in people's lives.
Yeah.
Every call we go to. So there's trauma all the time. So if every time a cop went to a car accident and he saw somebody hurt and he cried, or every time he did this and he got sad, we would be ineffective as police officers,
absolutely.
Right? So we've learned to develop a way to cope with a lot of these things. And sometimes we cope through laughter because it helps, get rid of or mask some of those emotions.
Yeah, it absolutely lightens the mood.
Yeah.
With our mood, not your mood because you're going through something.
Right.
Our mood. Because I have to sit here with whatever's happening and I have to think logically. I can't be sad.
Right.
I can't be hurt. I can't. I have to figure it out. You're calling me to solve your problem. I got to solve your damn problem.
Right.
So if it's what takes me to focus on that solving, I'm going to do anything I can, man. Because
absolutely.
You have to do a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
And these people are counting on you. I've said it many times. You're going to pull up on an intersection with, mayhem, like drive-by shootings, and everybody's screaming.
Yeah.
And you're going to get out of your car, and now you got to handle it. Your job right there is everyone's looking at you like, fix it.
Yeah.
That's huge. People got to understand the impact of getting out of that car and someone comes out of the house and goes, he did this or she did that or dude, it's huge.
Well, and think about how challenging it is now, right? When you work patrol, you probably didn't have to do half the stuff that the cops have to do now, right? They have to do RIPA now. They have to be counselors. They have to be therapists. They have to be parents sometimes. They have to, you go through, there's a gambit of stuff that our cops have to be. Yeah. Whereas when I worked patrol, I didn't have to do RIPA and I didn't have to do this.
I don't even know what
RIPA
is.
That. You see what I mean?
I don't even know what RIPA is.
We didn't have to be, a lot of times we didn't have to be clinicians and counselors. And
it was who's guilty of a crime.
And
you're going with
that's
me.
it.
And it could be both of them.
Right.
Sometimes it was both of them. And then I remember when I got on, Rodney just happened and OJ just happened. When OJ happened, all the calls for domestic changed.
Yep.
Because it was, you couldn't just solve it. You had to take someone.
Right.
It wasn't just, you go with your mom and cool off and come back.
Exactly.
It turned into someone's going to jail.
Yep.
And if they both did it, mom and dad both went to jail. And now you're trying to, where's the kids going?
Yeah.
Children's services. So it turned into that. And it was hard, man, because it forced you.
Right.
Because, what you talk about problem solving. Sometimes you could solve, they're just arguing, nobody hit each other. Just go sleep somewhere else.
Right.
Go with your buddy's house. And if he was willing, he would go.
Sure.
But if any threat now, or even you can't take the chance. Even if she says he was in my face, okay, now he's going to jail.
Right.
When he turns around and says, well, she hit me, now she's going to jail.
Right.
It's horrible. But it's also, I understand, needed sometimes.
Right.
There's another side to it. I get that. There's some people need to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's a fact. But the rule changes, I'm glad I didn't see a lot of them, dude. I'd be so disgruntled. I'd be a disgruntled person. But I have great memories of patrol. I had a blast because we were allowed to do the job. It's all good. It wasn't a tap dance.
Right.
Did you do a RIPA? I don't know. Don't even tell me what it is because I don't want to know what it is. Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Well, and I've had several retired cops on my podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And all of them say the same thing. They say there's no way I could be a cop in today's policing era. There's no way I could be a cop.
Mm-mm.
And most of these guys were fantastic cops. Just
fun.
really street level cops, like just great cops. That like there's no way I could do this job today.
Nope. Nope. I asked that question in every one of my shows. I was going to ask you, but you already work. You're still working. All of them said no.
Yeah.
No way. And we made the joke of there was a time when the sheriff's department was doing that carping where they send them back to patrol. Mm-hmm. And you'd be a detective, and now you're working 2 days in patrol.
Right.
That's station detective. So they're running out of guys, and they said, you guys over here at OSS, you guys over here at Tech Ops, we're going to put you back in a patrol car like 2-3 days a week.
Right.
I haven't been in a patrol car in 25 years, bro. So we're all sitting around, and then one of the guys on my podcast, named Dan Light, he says, you sure you want to put us back in the field? Because when I was trained, there was none of this let them yell at me stuff.
Right.
You're going to get a lot of force, and you're going to get homicide back in patrol. You're going to put narco majors back in patrol. We're all old bastards. We don't see things the way they see it now.
Right.
And they actually came back and said, we thought about it, and it's not a good idea after all. Good decision making. Yeah. Because it would have been terrible. I mean, it would have probably been fun as hell, but we would have been in all kinds of trouble. It's terrible. I see what guys are getting in trouble for because ICIB will come to us. I've never really done anything with IAB. ICIB would come to my team because it was passed.
Right.
Passed. And I had the conversation with Marlon. I said, if it came to my desk, the guy should be in prison for what they're saying he did if he did it.
Right.
It's not little stuff.
Right. Chicken shit stuff.
It's horrible stuff, like bad stuff. So when it came to my desk, I didn't want him in the uniform. I wanted him out of the department as fast as possible.
Right.
But my job at the time was to see if he even did it. So we would help prove they did or didn't. And I told Marlon, I said, I've proven that it wasn't a guy a couple times. So exonerated.
Right.
And that was fantastic. But I always went into it with, if this guy is guilty, he needs to go away. He needs to be not part of out of Fight Club, gone. Right. But this thing of protecting guys that are bad, I don't believe in that at all. Yeah. Because I had guys coming to me and saying, well, he's a good dude. I understand that. Right. But I can't tell you what I know he's doing or what they're telling me he's doing. And if he's found guilty, you're going to eat your words, man. Right. Because you should know right now that if it's on my desk, it's not a good thing. Right. It's awful.
One of the things you said is, I remember frequently working my stint in IA that I would get complaints, or you would have people go to city council and they would say, how can you guys possibly police yourselves? Right? People believe that it's hard, that we're going to try to cover for our cops, and they don't realize that we don't do that because of the negative effects it could have if the community actually found out that we were like. So for us as police officers in our city, if there's a bad seed in our department, we want them fucking out.
Yep.
We want them out because we work in a small enough place where if one person fucks up,
it makes us all look bad, bro.
The entire department fucks up.
Yep.
So we don't want bad seeds. So that's how we're able to effectively police ourselves, because we don't want to keep bad seeds in our, in our ranks. We just don't.
No, we want them gone.
We want them gone.
And I'll help you every day of the week if they're gone. But I'll always preface it with, it's got to be that they did it.
Exactly.
And so the investigation has to be tight.
Exactly.
I don't believe in this witch hunt shit. But my team was, dude, this is it. You did it because, it was surveillance. You can't argue with that shit.
Yeah.
You're on video doing stupid shit.
Exactly.
Many times. I said a joke the other day. I said, we didn't even need audio for some of the shit these guys were doing. Because of the video, like, you dumbass. You're going to do that in a radio car? What are you doing? It's just stupidity. The criminal stuff, I can't protect that.
Yeah, it's different.
In the jails it's hard because there's so much shit happens at the jails.
Right.
Because you got a bunch of little kids, just got a badge, and now they're in the jails.
Yeah.
And David Infante, lieutenant I had here, said the best thing. I keep repeating it, but he said, people think that people turn into bad cops. Like, people turn into bad supervisors. People turn into, he got promoted, now he's a bad person.
Right.
He says, no, they were always bad. You got to think they were probably always bad, but now that power is given them access to be.
It like springboards,
But they were always bad from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I do agree with that because I don't see you learning that. I see that's just you.
Yeah.
But bringing dope in the jail, there's no way you learn that. There's no way you said, I'm going to bring crack into the jail today. You had to have been doing something before, man. I just don't believe that. I'm not going to give you an out.
Yeah.
But you got to fess up to that. You got to actually say, yeah, bad person.
And you think, a cop, someone with a badge that does something like that, they've contemplated enough where they decided to make that conscious decision, right? Because they said, hey, I'm going to put my $100,000 a year career. A lot of 1 or 2 year costs make more than that.
More
right?
than that at jails, man.
I'm going to give away my livelihood if I get caught. Mm-hmm. So somebody made a conscious decision. They had to contemplate. I'm going to do it anyways. It's worth it. Dude. Most cops just don't think like that.
That guy bring in a burrito full of dope. Got in the elevator and, dude, we knew. But what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're sitting in a room full of people that did stupid shit. Kind of like that should be your deterrent. Like I don't want to be in a blue jumpsuit.
Right.
It's got to be something else. Bad
absolutely.
stuff though. Bad. And I think David hit it on the head. That's what they always were.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Our job doesn't make criminals. Our job sometimes makes disgruntled cops.
That's about it.
Right?
Yep.
But we don't make criminals.
Nah, man. I believe that. That's true.
Yeah.
I believe that's very true.
Definitely.
But a little whiskey can wind you down and make you act.
It always does.
So what's your favorite whiskey, bud?
Oh, man.
I asked this because me and my sons drink whiskey. And no one has the right answer. It's like every time someone tells me, try this, I'm like, what the hell? Recommendations are hard.
I'll tell you why. Because taste is subjective, right? What would hit me different is gonna hit you
by how much you drink and how long you've been.
Way different. Everybody's taste buds are different. Some are developed.
Is so dramatic. I mean, there's no it's either horrible or it's great.
Right.
I don't get it.
Well, for me, I stick to bourbon. I'm like a little bit of rye bourbon. I don't like Scotch. I don't like smoky. I'm not a big Canadian whiskey fan.
Okay.
I hope I don't lose followers because I said that. Malt whiskey. I'm really a bourbon and rye type of guy.
Why?
Because bourbon has like that little sweeter taste.
Okay.
A little sweeter taste to it. You'll get more of the sweetness as the lower the alcohol content is, right?
Okay.
So like for 80 to 90 proof, it's really light. You go up to like the 116, 120 proof, it gets a heavier taste, obviously, because of alcohol content.
Yeah.
But it just has that a little sweet taste to it. I love old fashions. You'll win me over with the good Manhattan.
Nice.
Hands down. But to answer your question, I think right now, so I have two favorites. One is a McKenna.
Okay.
A McKenna, and I believe it's a 10-year. A guy at work gifted it to me. One of my sergeants. Excellent whiskey, 10 out of 10. And then another one that's a little bit cheaper, but absolutely amazing is called Bib and Tucker.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my two favorites.
I'm gonna try them out, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try them out because it's hard. It's everybody. I was a bartender and I still don't know this shit.
Oh, okay.
Before the sheriff's department. But
What's your go-to whiskey?
I like Sinatra
Okay.
because it's only a 40 something. I'm not a huge drinker, but it's all good. I'm not a connoisseur or a alcohol snob. I just whatever someone offers me, I'll drink it.
Right.
Beer all day long. I just don't do IPAs. I hate IPAs, bro.
A little too thick.
Yeah, it's just gross.
Yeah, I'm not a big beer drinker myself.
Well, I like some beers, but whiskey and mostly vodka. Stoli.
Okay.
Stoli is probably my go-to.
Nice.
I love the vodka more than the whiskeys, but I'll drink anything, dude. Everybody knows I'm not particularly raw. You bring it out here, I'll figure it out. If it's too harsh, I'll just put a splash.
Yeah,
or
a
something
little splash of water in there.
Something, but I'm not particular. I don't give a shit. It's a drink.
Yeah.
Especially retired and old, man. Fucking give me a drink, I'll just drink it. I love that you did it on your podcast, though. I should have done that.
Yeah, and we had a studio beforehand, and we would keep all of our bottles, our bottles in the studio.
I saw the one where you guys show the brand and
Yeah,
whole bit.
the collection has grown exponentially since then. I have a very, well, I don't want to say very big because there's people that I follow that have huge collections, but I probably have close to maybe 100 bottles of bourbon.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
damn, you.
And
really
every
like
time I have a podcast, we'll put a story on Instagram of the type of whiskey that we drink, and I always get comments from people that are like, "That one sucks. Try this one or try this one." Like I love the comments I get from them.
Go to any place like a Total Wine or Bevel. They're all, this is what I drink, and I've taken. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And the other times, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But like the Sinatra, I was gifted, so I said, this is good enough. I can drink it straight and not be too crazy with it.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's some guys that spend a lot of money on whiskey. I'll say that I'm not one of those guys. I stick with, anywhere between $100, under $100 for whiskey. Anything above that's a little bit too rich for my blood.
You're a lieutenant, brother. You can afford something.
You know what? Yeah, I'm modest. You know what I mean?
I'm messing with you.
I'm modest. I like
what's good is good.
What's good is good.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And
every now and then it's okay to splurge, but yeah, I'm kind of modest in my taste.
Drunk cops, though. What do you think?
Like off duty?
Yeah.
Well, it's either one or the other. You get one or the other with a drunk cop.
I'm trapping you, bro. I know this story. I know the answer.
You gonna get a super friendly, emotional,
or wants to fight,
or they want to fight. There is never an in between. It's one of the two.
Exactly.
Well, there's one of the two.
It's hilarious though because every police department has a drinking hole. Every single department. I'm not going to name the ones I went to,
right.
and everybody has. We hang out at a certain bar. Yep. I like to think of it as like the Green Dragon Tavern. The Green Dragon Tavern it's basically where the revolution started for this whole country.
Right.
There's a bunch of guys drinking at a bar or tavern, and they went and threw some tea in the water. It's just a bunch of guys coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do this. And that's what our drinking holes are. Because everybody makes a plan.
Right.
We're sitting in the bar, we're talking over stuff. And I'm going to tell Lieutenant this on Monday, or you shouldn't have got the day off on Friday. That's freaking hilarious, dude. That was the best, the bars. Sometimes it's in the trunk of the car.
Right.
Sometimes at the helipad.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Choir practice.
You're gathering, wherever your gathering spot is. I miss that shit.
Yeah, me too.
But it's a place where good ideas and bad ideas come out.
It's true.
I swear, man. I swear. That's the fun. That's the fun stories.
Well, you're out of the profession now, but and you probably saw this when you left. You don't see that much anymore.
Really?
Yeah, we don't see a lot of our newer cops doing what we call choir practice.
Yeah.
Going somewhere and drinking, debriefing, going to all going to a bar together.
No.
When I grew up, it was very common. You saw that a lot, right? Not common where we drank every 7 days a week. And got shit-faced.
There was just a spot.
Yeah, so we had a spot, and it was a way for us to bond, and we all got closer that way, and the newer generation of cops just doesn't do that.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do it.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, and it's across the board. It's not just where I'm at. It's
just the times.
It's across the board. Yeah, it's the times changed a little bit.
Some bad things did come out of that. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, the culture changed a little bit.
But it was fun. I made some good friends that way, and it was cool because you had a spot.
Yeah,
just a spot, and
but you felt safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I knew. I never had to drive home. I knew I was going to be, the guy that doesn't drink is going to drive everybody.
Right.
It was all good. But I missed that stuff. And the guys in here were my drinking partners. So we're cracking up and telling jokes. But I said, you can't say some of the shit.
Yes.
there's stories. And one of them said something. I had to cut it out. I'm like, dude, come on, man. He's like, I forgot. You have to be careful.
You do.
Because we don't have filters.
Yeah. A funny story. One of our captains getting ready to retire. Mm-hmm. And last week we had a management team dinner for him, like a farewell dinner, sort of.
Yeah.
And he and I were gang partners years ago. And we worked together in a gang car, he and I, for 2 years. And, we both made our way through the ranks. And
nice.
He's retiring as a captain. And one of the things that he said is he had mentioned, the time that he and I had worked gangs together, that was, some of the best times in his career. Yep. But he was like, there's a lot of shit that happened that I cannot tell you right now. He's like, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yes.
We had a lot of good times,
working. Gang unit has that. Has that. I've had a lot of OSS guys in here. They're all homicide now, but retired at homicide. Yeah. Oh my God. They were partners.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe because this is a clientele. Gangsters. Best stories.
Oh, yeah.
The greatest, but we can't tell half of them, dude. We were talking shit, and then after the mic's turned off, I said, how come you guys didn't say that shit on air? I keep getting that too. I keep getting like, let's go get lunch. And we go eat lunch. And they tell me stories. I go, what the fuck did you say that on the air? Yeah. It's like, I just thought about it. So you got to come back. So I get repeats too.
Right.
So what would you say to people that wanted to go to your podcast? What do you provide? What do you think you're trying to get to?
Well, the biggest thing is we're trying to give people a voice.
Okay.
And I know cops, and I have been through therapy myself, and sometimes that doesn't work for cops. They don't like sitting in front of somebody that they've never met, that has never put a badge on, and tell their traumas to.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does work, and I'm a proponent of therapy. I preach it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes guys want to sit down with guys like them that have done the shit that they've done, that have been there, seen it. And I think that with me and my co-hosts, we're both street cops. We're both knuckle draggers at some point. That cops feel comfortable, not just cops, but vets feel comfortable coming in there and speaking about stuff that they've never told anybody before, stuff that's so emotional for them.
Yeah.
And that they've come on and they've talked about it. A lot of guys have, and gals have cried before and shed tears. And we're trying to give people a voice, and by giving people a voice, something they say may help somebody far away.
Yeah.
Somebody listening in another state that's going through the same shit.
Yeah.
But now that they heard you say it, they're like, fuck.
They can relate.
I'm not alone.
Yeah, they can relate to it.
And then maybe that encourages them to, maybe talk to somebody or get help or, find some coping mechanisms to deal with. So that's what we're trying to give people a platform to come on and give people a voice so that other people like them can be heard. And, we've said this time and time again, if every episode we help just one person, just one, it's a fucking win.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
It's a win.
Whatever you need from me, bro, I would love to help you out.
I appreciate it, man.
I've been preaching this exact thing since I started this.
Yeah, I love it.
And the first original ones were more in depth because we had just lost some people. But I think it's important. That's why Cop Line is part of my description. They're not sponsors or anything. But Moon Mullen does a list where retirees go onto the sheriff's department. And sheriffs can actually go and be part of it. Like, get hired by Cop Line and be on the phone when you answer.
Right.
So they really want, like the veterans talking to. It's one-on-one, man. It's important that they have a like-minded voice on the other end.
Right.
And I think it's important because, shit, it can't hurt.
Yeah.
And we're losing some good dudes.
We are.
I'm going to say it again. We're losing some good dudes. And when I put this together, and there was a couple times I was making lists, and I actually thought of people that were passed. Like, man, I gotta add, oh shit.
Right.
Oh shit. And like 3 or 4 times. Not just eating their own guns, but getting sick.
Right.
Cops die young, bro.
Yeah.
Within 5 years, most of us are done.
Yeah.
And it's too young. guys, you should be living and enjoying the fruits of your labor,
Yes.
man. This is what you guys deserve it. And then they had cancer, a lot of cancers. I had a cancer survivor in here.
Yeah.
Sergeant. Outstanding story. Outstanding. But and after he got off the show, people were calling him and asking him advice.
Right.
So it is working.
Yeah.
It is working. So more the merrier. You got friends, anybody, enemies, send them.
Yeah. Well, we had yesterday, we filmed an episode, and our guest was a retired Tustin Police Chief, Charles Solano, who now runs what's called Chief Leadership. So it's basically an institute that trains leaders on how to be, good leaders.
Good.
And he had talked about that when he was chief, that he had, he got a checkup and found out that he had heart disease, a very advanced state of heart disease. And, could be caused by stress and several other things. And he ended up making a tough decision to leave because he said, if I would have stayed,
stress,
I would have died in the chief's chair.
Yep.
So he was able to, he made the conscious decision to retire. Yeah. And after retirement, he was able to get all of his, those dangerous levels, almost to non-existent
proof.
Heart disease.
It's proof.
It's proof.
100%. I'll tell a story here. It's stupid. It's not heart disease, but I used to wear glasses. And I went to the doctor after I retired. Within a year, they told me, don't wear your glasses anymore. I said, why not? She goes, you won't be able to see. Because I had stopped wearing them.
Right.
She goes, you have perfect vision. I said, how did my vision get better? Yeah. And she shows me the chart. And then I went to the eye doctor a couple of years later, and same thing.
Right.
You don't need glasses. He says, stress. He goes, it's just the stress. And
yeah.
I was doing 200 hours overtime, not by will. It was just on call.
Right.
There was 4 guys for the county, and we did everything. So we were always working. I would go home and go back.
Right.
Go home and get called out 2 times a day.
Wow.
So we couldn't say no, because if I said no, someone else was going to screw up their schedule. So we were always really good about staying on the list.
Right, answering the call, basically.
Yeah, it sucked, but it worked. But I couldn't see shit, dude. At night, everything's blurry.
Right.
She says, no, you don't need it. So I believe you. What you're just saying is true. You lose a lot of that stress and you'll feel better.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a lot to figure it out. Because sleeping patterns. I talk to a lot of guys in here. They don't sleep. They didn't sleep. Now they're sleeping well. They're retired. Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's good. I want them to get healthy.
Right.
And if they come in here and vent a little, that's health too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even, it doesn't have to be here. Just make a phone call. We'll talk when we're home.
Right.
I just don't want to hear that I just talked to that guy. Or I should have called that guy. I hate that. I hate that because I'm one of them. Oh, I should have called him.
Right.
I was just thinking about him. Now it's too late.
Yeah.
That's like that thing where you say, it's always been like this, so you don't change it. No, we should change it. Pick up the phone. I think it's a big thing. The guys don't have to come on a podcast. Just stay in contact.
Yeah.
Dude, and another thing is we're getting a lot of guys that just retired. Mm-hmm. So, Jaime, there's guys in here retired 2 days before they sat down.
Oh, wow.
Are just thinking about retiring. They got 2 months to go. So the old guys that have been retired a little longer, only 3 years, but guys that have been retired for 10 years are sat here, and we're all yelling at them, it's going to suck. Be ready for it.
Yeah.
No, I got it. I get the phone call. Man, this really sucks. It's hard. It's a hard transition.
Yeah.
And you would think a tough cop, they'll be fine. I don't have to work anymore. This is going to be easy. Dude, it's hard.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah. And they're coming in here saying, just admitting it, dude, I don't know what to do with myself. Because they don't have hobbies. They don't have stuff. So you got to figure it out, man. You got to go to yoga. I don't know what the hell you got to do.
Something.
Yeah.
We're really good at training our people to go 100 miles an hour, right?
Yep.
We're good at that. And once they hit 100 miles an hour, we're really good at teaching them how to sustain that 100 miles an hour. But when it's time to go back down to 0 or slow down, we're not really good at doing that, right? We don't have the tools and techniques to transition those folks that are retiring into no longer going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Where they don't have to go call to call, where they're not handling paperwork, where they're not doing this, they're not going to homicides. It's going to a 0. And how do they transition to that? And that's why a lot of people, we either eat their gun afterward or
get sick.
They have a tough time. They have a tough time transitioning because there was no process for it.
Yeah, it's true. And I've had the phone calls with guys, and I've been trying to help. I try, dude, I can show you this because I do a lot of different things. I do leather work. I do motorcycles.
Right.
I'll show you. I'll give you a hobby, man. Well,
Yeah.
Because I made sure I had things to do. I did it before, but I just took it in another level when I did the podcast. But I'm looking at people, I go, I know you. You really don't have anything. You better figure something out because I'm worried about you. Find it. If you don't, call me and I'll give you something.
Right.
Because I got plenty of shit, hobbies. I got so many tools and stuff and stupid side gigs, but it keeps you busy.
Definitely.
And I don't have to do it if I don't want to. That's what's great about retirement. You still got to go to work.
I still have to go to work, yes.
So how many years you got left? Maybe 10?
No, so I'll retire right at 50. I'm 42 now. So
you're getting close?
Yeah, I'm already on the downhill side.
It's going to go so fast, brother.
That's what they say.
No, it's going to go so fast.
That's what they say.
I remember when I had 10 years, I got to tech ops, and the guy that was leaving said, "Oh, dude, it's going to scream by." And no, it's going to, fuck, it's been 13 years since that day.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Well, what's really telling for me is, when you're a young couple, people retire, you don't really know them that well. You don't really go to their retirement party.
Yep.
But the later in my career, I start noticing that my friends are retiring. People that I was close with, that I work with.
Yep.
I'm going to retirement party tomorrow. So...
And you look at how long they've been on, you go, oh shit, it's coming.
And you're like, God dang.
It's coming.
So it's real now.
Oh yeah, it's coming. Be prepared because I've watched... I know, I'm going to tell a story. There's a homicide guy who's a legend in the sheriff's department, probably the most famous homicide guy. And I talked to him at a homicide, the big convention in Vegas. And I said, "How you doing?" He just retired. He goes, "Fucking hate it." I said, "What's wrong?" He goes, "It sucks." And I said, "Dude, what are you talking about?" He goes, "It fucking sucks." He goes, "I hate retirement." I said, "Why'd you do it?" He goes, "I did." He did like 37 years.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I said, "What's wrong?" He goes, "You go from being somebody to nobody." His words.
Yeah.
I said, "What do you mean nobody? You got a life." And he said, "No, you're nobody." Damn, I had 2 years to go before when he told me this.
Yeah.
I said, talk about depressing, bro.
Jeez, yeah.
But he couldn't walk away.
Yeah.
It's I think it might have been the legend status.
Yeah.
Being that person that everybody goes, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
And
Living up to that identity.
fantastic detective. Fantastic. And it's just, I think it just hurt more because he had further to fall maybe.
Yeah.
Not fall, but stop. He didn't fall. He's just not doing the job anymore.
Right.
And then I have this thing where your job shouldn't be everything.
No.
You should live for your home, not for your job.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that live for their job. Those are the ones that have the worst, I guess the harder time transitioning.
They do. Yeah. It's, I believe that the term is over-identification.
Over-identification?
They identify themselves so much with that role that, when it's time to give it up, they don't know what else to do. It's like, don't make police work like, don't relive it like your high school quarterback days. Like, this is the best time. Nothing will ever amount to this.
That means a lot.
When it's time to go, it's okay for you to start a new chapter.
Yeah.
Do something else with your life. And that's what I look forward to. And honestly, even after 20 years, I've had an amazing fucking career. Yeah. I've had an amazing, amazing career. I still love doing what I do. Are there bad days? Yeah. Of course. Every job there's bad days. Yeah. There are more good days than there are bad days. And I like the people that I work with, so
that's a lot.
And honestly, up to this point, I've had a fucking kick-ass career. I've done a lot of shit.
When you told me your lineage, I said, fuck.
Yeah.
That's everything you want to do.
I've been very blessed. I've been very, very, very fucking blessed in my department. So, the way I look at it is, do I know people that overstayed their welcome?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Everyone does.
Do I know people that should have left? Yes, I do. I don't want to be one of those people. Mm-hmm. I want to leave when I'm 50. Mm-hmm. My goal is 50 because I'm still under that old retirement. At 50, I'm out. I don't care what you offer me, what position, what assignment. I'm gone because I want to close that chapter. I don't want to overstay my welcome, and I want to open up a new chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you see the example of what you don't want to do.
Yes.
Some people say
time and time again.
Yeah, dude, that's good that you're taking that and saying that's what I don't want to do. That's the hard part for people. I was going to do 50, but the COVID happened. So everybody got pushed back.
Right.
So I did whatever, but it made me do 32. I didn't want to. I said 50, done. Just like you. Yep. I don't want to do a day further because I knew the dudes that did too much. Because I had no partner who did 35. And I used to tell him, why are you still here? Why are you still here? Why are you still here? Great guy, great investigator. He said, I love it. I love my job. I love my job. I love being this. I love being that. And I used to always, dude, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. So then he retired. And then a couple of years after we retired together, we talk. He goes, I regret not listening to you when he said to retire. Mm-hmm. He goes, I stayed too long. He goes, if I knew how retirement was now, I mean, if I knew about it, I would have retired sooner. Because he has a life. Yeah. He has hobbies. He travels. He does things. And those guys that are chasing the money or chasing some kind of bump, I hate the bumps. Yeah. I'm going to get promoted at the end. Now you got to do those 3. We have to do 3 extra years to get all of it. I don't know what you guys do. But if you get a bump, you can't just, get it the first day. You got to stay. Now you got to do 3 more years just because of that money. How much money do you need, bro? Yeah, I know people that were always chasing that extra percentage. Always. I'm like, man, you could, if you really wanted to, you could go make more money in the civilian sector with your portfolio, you know? Or you can make more money at home because there's a lot of reasons. But there's more money at home than on your check. I swear, I don't give a shit what bump you're going to get. Right. You will make more money at home if you just get out at the right time, the 50 especially. Yeah. And retired Chief Solano said something very interesting yesterday that is one of the quotes that I'm going to remember going forward. He had told us a story that a wife had told her husband, who, overworked a lot, good cop and, really dedicated to the job, is she said, why do you give everybody your best, but you give me the rest? Oh, that's brutal. And think about how true that is for so many cops. And I think I always want to know, like, those guys that work like 35 years because they love what they do. I'm always curious, like, how your home life is. Mm-hmm. Like, you're so good at what you do, but are you also good at being a husband, a father, a brother, a sister, No, you nailed it. You nailed it, dude. I think we have more in common than I know. Yeah. I'm just telling you, there's a person who I respect more than anything, helped raise me. She told me when she was passing, she goes, mijo, this and that, and I'm talking to her, and she's passing. And she says, they have, so-and-so has money, so-and-so has that house. She goes, but you're the richest of all. And I said, I'm freaking broke, man. Right. She goes, no. Your family, and she started naming all what I have. She told me what I had. I already knew, but she told me. I said, shit, that is the most impactful thing I've ever heard in my life. She said, you're rich. You're richer than all of them. I said, that's true, but I've always lived like that. Work was a means to make a check. Right. I love my job. I did it well, but it was about home, doing stuff I like to do, motorcycles and this and that stuff. I'm not doing anything I have to do. Right. I'm doing things I want to do. Yeah. That's important. Yeah. That's so important. Well, I wish I could say that like you. I'm fortunate now that I've learned that, but a lot of my earlier years, I neglected the family side. Yeah. I worked a lot. I worked holidays. I worked overtime on holidays. Yeah. I like the money. I like being a cop. I like being at work, and it affected a lot of stuff personally for me. I lost relationships because of it. Yeah. But I've since realized that, and I'm grateful that on the downhill side of my career now that. You got it. I know how important it is to keep fostering those relationships at home. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's your base. That's your foundation. Definitely. As corny as it sounds, man, you ain't shit unless you got something to go home to, bro. That's true. And you might have been young and had fun, and we all did it. We all, young cops, you think you're indestructible. Yeah. You think you could stay up 24 hours a day. You can't do none of that shit. And after a while, it gets you. Yeah. It just does, because it's a lifestyle. Yeah. And I'm not going to say I was oblivious to it. I'm just telling you that if you make it through it, fantastic. Right. And don't go back to it. You got to say, okay, that's a part of my chapter, and this is a new chapter. I'm good with this over here, because that isn't me anymore. I put it into perspective like this. We talk about like the, having the badge, the gun, having all the power, that I describe it like this. Like, it's just a role. Yeah. Right. You don't own your badge. That's true. You don't own the black and white you drive. Mm-hmm. The authority that you have comes with the badge. Yep. At any point, gone. That could be stripped from you. Yep. Right. And who do you have left under that? That's perfect. You said it perfect. That's the person you're going to make. Yeah. So everything we do, it's a role. It doesn't belong to me. Mm-hmm. I have a take-home car that I drive. Yep. It ain't mine. Yeah, that's true. It belongs to the city of Pomona. That's perfect. It's not Jaime's. So that's how I look at my job. That's true. You know what I mean? So it gives me a different perspective, and it humbles me out. Yeah. And lets me know, hey, I'm still a human being. Yeah, but that's the best thing you could say is it's basically a role. It is. And That's where my complaint is for certain people is you think it's you. And that's going to be trouble, bro.
Right.
It's going to be trouble because when that's taken away, even if you retire, well, just be retired, it's going to be impactful for you because you're not going to know who you are. You're lost. And I've seen it happen so many times. And that's what this is important about.
Right.
Because people are going to come in here and they're going to have trouble with it. I've seen it, and it's sad because they're good men and the good women. They're great people, but they're having trouble with something should be obviously easy.
Right.
But because you just said they didn't understand, or they didn't even predict that was going to happen to them, because you don't think it. But that's like taking off Superman's cape, dude. Who are you, bro? Yep. And it happens all the time. And I've seen that's the I guess that's the repercussions that we're talking about. People having trouble to assimilate into retirement. It's that exact thing. You nailed it. That's it. I'm not that person anymore. Well, who am I?
Yeah, you know what? I want people to know me as Jaime.
Yeah.
I don't want people to know me as Lieutenant Martinez.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I get it.
This is a role that I feel it's my profession. I love it, but it's not who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm my own person as well.
You play sports in high school? You play any sports?
So I work most of high school, but I play like football, track, those type of things.
One of the things I did when I got into the jails, first deputy, is I called everybody by my first name. And everybody in cops call each other last name. And I did it on purpose. I was a dumb kid from LA, man. I have no structure. Right. I'm not a psychological person. I just thought, if I'm going to be friends with these people or they're going to trust me, it is going to be last name. It's going to be first name. Right. So I called I called people by first name. But everybody's last name, you have your last name on your shirt.
On your shirt.
But all my boys that I called first name are my boys now. And it was a thing that I didn't even do it on. I just did it like subconsciously because it made me feel like we were closer than last name. And then when somebody asked me, he goes, why you always call me by my first name? I said, I didn't play football with you, bro. They go, what do you mean? I said, you're not, that's not it. We're brothers. Yeah. You're not a teammate. We're brothers. Right. And it changed. And after a while, it's fucking hilarious. The whole building is calling each other by first name. Nobody used last names. That's
pretty powerful.
It's huge. And it was stupid. I don't even know why the hell I thought of it, but it worked.
Right.
And it lasted my whole life.
Yeah.
It's a dumb side story. Sorry, bro, but it's just something crazy.
Yeah, that's a funny point that you make, but that happens a lot too, like at work with people that I'm close with. They'll say like, hey, Jaime. And I think a lesser man, right, would be like, hey, you're right. You need to address me. But no, man, like I'm Jaime. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you're disrespecting me because you're calling me by my first name. And I think that's where a lot of people mistake that. Yeah. Like, oh, they're not respecting you. Like, nah, man. We're both humans. They're respecting me.
You're not confident in your rank, bro.
Exactly.
If you know that when I go out in the field, I'm gonna call you LT.
Right.
But in the office, I'm gonna call you Jaime.
Yeah.
But if we're friends of civilians, I'm gonna call you sir.
Right.
That's what you do. It's a professionalism, but you're still gonna be Jaime to me in the locker room. That's awesome because they have the comfort. If they're doing that to you, that's awesome.
Well, and my captain is my co-host. We were, we kind of came up explorers, and
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
And
that's your captain.
He's my boss. He's actually the patrol captain.
That's
so
cool,
I answer to him.
That's cool.
But we grew up together, and I really respect him as a mentor, a leader, and more so a friend, right?
Yeah.
Because we've been lifelong friends. But when we're at work and we're around people, it's captain.
Yeah.
My emails start off with captain or sir. I respect him.
Yeah.
And when we're not at work and we hear, we can call each other by our names and
that's cool.
Have casual conversation. But that's a good example of it right there.
That's outstanding. I mean, I had stupid quirks and people knew me because I'm that guy. I'll call you sir, I'll call you Sarge, whatever it is. But one thing I would never do, and my secretary backed me on this. We had a new sergeant, and he would always go, hey, where's Adam? We're gonna have lunch. We're gonna eat. And he goes, oh, he's not here. He's not here. He's not here. So she kept blowing him off that I wasn't here when it was time for him to have. He wanted to go get lunch, and she finally told him. She goes, he's not going to eat with you. And he said, what? He goes, he told you the first day you got here, he doesn't eat with people he doesn't respect. When I break bread, that's my time.
Right.
I'm going to eat with people I want to eat with. Right. And it's stupid, but it was my rule.
Yeah. And
so I would eat with my partners and my boys and my friends, and these are my brothers. But certain sergeants, I'd be like, I'm gone. Yeah. Sharing a meal to me, because being Hispanic, it's very important. It's very social. Yeah. I'm not going to pretend that I want to hang out with you and have food with you. This is my time. My secretary says, you should just eat with him. He's just destroyed. And he's the sergeant, but, I was the old guy on the team.
Right.
I was way older.
Right.
So he was trying to, he's a good man, cool, but decision making. Mm-hmm. Running a team. Keeping the team out of trouble.
Right.
This is non-existent. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
But a good dude overall. I mean, but I just wouldn't. That's just my rule, bro.
Right.
It's a dumb quirk, but it works for me.
Well, I'm also the same way, right? Like I have, one of my sergeants before I came on this episode, who has 7 more years on than I do. And he's older than me. He texted me and he was like, "Hey, we haven't had a stogie in a while." He's like, "Tomorrow, sticks tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And that's, he's a sergeant, I'm a lieutenant. I don't ever remember texting my lieutenants and like, "Hey, you want to have a cigar with me?"
Yeah, but it's important.
Yeah, so to me, it's an important thing. I like that absolutely. I can bond with my sergeants and we respect each other, and I love that, man. Those are the type of things that really build bonds, like lasting bonds.
There's certain things that should be sacred.
Yeah,
there is. I mean,
it's true.
It's very important that I trust the person I'm standing next to.
Right.
It's everything to me. Trust goes a long way.
It really does.
And I'm nobody to say you got to hang out with me. You don't like me I don't care.
Right.
Don't care. My work should speak for itself. But if you're going to come in here and not be up to what I think is someone I trust or up to your job,
right,
I'm going to treat you different. That's just the way it is. When I was young, but when I was older, I'm talking about the old guy. And I was very strict, man, because that's how you keep people out of trouble.
Right.
Because I'm considering myself the old guy on the team, and I'm going to keep my guys out of going to prison because of the shit we're doing.
Right.
Getting fired because we're doing wiretaps.
Right.
And wiretaps, dude, it's an act of God to do a wiretap. You screwed up one time, you're going to prison. Just look at Nixon's people. Nixon didn't go to prison. The guy who put in the bug freaking went to prison. He's the only one that went to prison. So I'm going to protect my guys.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. You have to have a standard, and you're doing that as a lieutenant. You have the power to control that.
It's true.
And then the younger kids are going to look at you like, as soon as Jaime wavers, they're going to go, "What happened to LT?"
Right.
His standards are lowered, and he's kind of not the same guy. What's going on?
Right.
They expect it from you. You got bars on your shoulders. When I go to the field, you're in charge, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at you like, what are we doing? And I'm going to do whatever the fuck you tell me to do.
Right.
So these boys better respect you. That's a huge thing, because I've been out there where you go, man, oh, shit, he's here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, oh, not him. Oh, God.
And where people fuck it up is they think by getting a rank that they're entitled to the respect.
No, nope.
You still got to earn that respect from people, even as their leader.
It trickles down. You got to get the older fuckers to like you or not like you, but respect you.
Yes.
And they will walk it down. The younger kids don't know what to expect. But the older guys that know their shit, not the disgruntled guys. I'm talking the guys who are like
the OG,
the Master Chief,
guys.
Basically the guy who's been out there the longest and is schooling the boys, and because he's got a responsibility over his shift.
Right.
I've got these guys in check. We answer calls this way. This is what we do. This is how we clear houses. This is how we empty cars. Whatever we're doing, my crew, my shift is in. Somebody comes out there, you can't just say I'm in charge. Right. I got bars, I got stripes. It doesn't work like that, man. They will respect your bars and your stripes, but internally they're going,
they don't respect you as a person.
Doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's going to get us killed.
Right.
As soon as you tell them what to do, they're going to get together. No, we're not doing any of that shit. We're going to do it this way. And that person will probably feel real disgruntled, or not disgruntled, but disrespected because they're not going to do what he tells them.
Right.
You have to earn that.
Yeah.
Like you said, you have to earn it. And calling you by first name, that's a big thing.
Yeah. And you know what? It's very common when you see that in new supervisors, right? That one of the most powerful things to do as a new supervisor in any role is to sometimes say, "I don't know." Adam, you're the more experienced here. What do you think?
Yep.
A lot of supervisors have a hard time doing that because they feel like they're the one in charge. They should know everything. Yep. And that's a fucking flaw.
No, I've said it 1,000 times. You're there to see if I screw up. Yep. You're there to keep me in check. And if I'm doing everything right and you see these guys are doing a good job with whatever scene, whatever situation, I'm just supposed to be the quiet mouse in the corner not saying a damn thing. And maybe later I could suggest something if I see something. Sure. But as long as they're not violating policy or going to get hurt, let them do their damn job. That's a good supervisor.
Yep.
The one that's always in there.
Micromanaging.
Oh, dude. No one wants to be around them.
No.
No one wants to be around them.
I've seen it.
And if you're going to promote, last thing you want to be is the guy no one wants to be around. Yeah. Dude, it's a big thing to be the center of attention. You're the center of attention. LT walks in the room briefing. Do a shitty briefing. You're going, man, who is this guy?
Yeah.
It's huge. You're so much more magnified than anyone else.
I'd like to think hopefully that's the culture that we have in our department. I like to think that our lieutenants are in tune and
I get it. But I'm just saying, for me, I would be like, man, that's too much, brother. You took on a great responsibility, and it's awesome you did it. But more power to you, brother.
I appreciate it.
There's so many things so many people watching. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, anything I do, they're going to look at me different. You know, you got to be careful is what I'm saying. There's too many people watching me. I don't want to be center of attention. I don't want to stand on stage. And that's what a lieutenant is. He's the man. He's in charge, dude.
Yeah. And,
Watch Commander, Jesus.
To everybody out there thinking about, maybe going in that type of role, it's not easy.
No.
Leadership isn't easy.
That's why I said more power to you, bro. I all the respect in the world for you, bro. I
appreciate it, man.
I couldn't do it. I'm not that guy. I just don't have the confidence to do that. I like to do my shit and I'm be good at my shit.
Right.
You're in charge of everybody's shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it, man. I like making mistakes. I like learning. I like studying leadership stuff. And, I love that, man.
No,
I really
it's good,
do.
brother. It's good. I'm happy that you're there. And it makes me feel better that the guys are going to get something. Because I look at all the departments and I want them to have what I had.
Right.
I don't walk away saying, "Oh, fuck those guys."
Right.
I want my profession to look better in the world and on the news, and I want to be safe. That's the whole point. So I'm happy you came out.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
It's good to meet you.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
Whiskey and Warstories.
Yeah.
So you're how many putting out a week?
We put because we both work full time. We do episode every 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
Yeah, so every 2 weeks, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, the whole gambit.
Anything you need from me, bro. Anything, just give me a call.
Well, I'd love to have you come on as a guest with us.
Oh, no, man. I'd embarrass myself, brother.
They all say that. They all say that. Once the conversation starts, it's, how it goes.
I get it, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, you as well, Adam.